Whoa, hold on. Okay, let me test my microphone settings here. See how this sounds. Now that's too quiet. Too quiet. Let's go. Da, 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 da. All right, let me adjust it this way. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. You were just thinking about me. Oh, you're so nice, Mr. Bruiser. One more second. So, what's on your mind? What's on your mind, Mr. Bruiser? I am so bored tonight. Yep, volume up 1 second. I will do that right away. Yeah, in fact, I have a new audio interface. All right, should be okay. Let me know if it's still relatively low or if you can hear me just fine. Volume up. Hopefully, I have fixed that. God is great. Oh, let me mute myself now. All right, and hold on. I will pin the link. And how do I pin this? There we go. All right. God is great, Mr. Walker. I'm just happy you're okay, my man. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks. Yeah, everything is fine. My body's is back to normal. Although still, I think it's going to take a little while for my skull to harden. I think I mentioned that last time, but yep, just enjoying myself now. I've been practicing a lot of golf lately, beating that ball to death, man. But only on the simulator. So I'll be excited to get out to the course again. Yep, audio sounds good. Studio quality, interesting. Rode gear, no. So the microphone, it's the same microphone that I've always had. It's the Audio Technica AT2040, but I upgraded my my audio interface. So before I was using the Zoom H6, which is a recorder, but has the functionality of an audio interface. But the preamps inside of it are quite terrible, and I got lots of complaints about a hissing noise, and if I didn't set it up the right way at the right time, my voice came in much deeper. It's just it was entry level, but now I have the Revelator IO24 from Presonus. Yeah. So everything seems to be working out pretty well, and they have this functionality, like this interface. Okay, so you have the physical interface, and then you have the digital interface. The digital interface, you can do a lot of stuff with it. All right, yeah, join the club. Nothing. I have limited ideas. I just try to hang out with intelligent people in hopes of retention. Yeah, I hear you. I try to do the same thing too. But then, how can I say? I get bored and tired, and I just want to consume my time and energy with nonsense. We love the drama. We love the drama. So, yeah, interesting thing happened to me this past weekend. I had a couple of golf classes, and this weekend, the Japanese brand Yonex, the Japanese sports equipment brand Yonex, came to our facility, and they watched me test their equipment for a little while, and they automatically hired me on the spot. I'm not really an employee for them, but they said, "Oh, we want you to be an ambassador. We want you to be an ambassador." Okay, that sounds nice. They said, "Well, but we need there's going to be some uh sales targets that need to be met." Not really a fan of that. I just want to hit their equipment and let people watch me practice. I'm a narcissist. So I enjoy when people watch me practice. It puts me on the spot. There's no, how can I say, there's no hiding my game. So the more people watch me practice, the more pressure that puts on me, and hopefully I'll get to perform a little bit better and better as the exposure continues. All right. Yeah, two people in the house. Welcome, welcome. It's Sunday evening here in Baotou, Inner Mongolia, China. That's right. September the 22nd. I am so bored. The title is Upgrading, right? Upgrading for 25, right? So I have a new audio interface. There should not be any hissing noises. My voice should come as is. So, and it should be coming in quite clear. So that's one upgrade. And then the second upgrade is possibly another laptop. I've really enjoyed Huawei's gears, Huawei tech, even though that they don't really innovate. Country Barbie, hello, Country Barbie. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. A peace fire sign. That's right. Throw your fire emojis down below. Fire emojis. Yeah. You just don't want to feel like you're being initiated into the MLM Tupperware filed for bankruptcy. Uh-oh. Tupperware filed for Tupperware. Really, I figured that would be a brand that would never stop their revenue. It seems that's an ongoing. How can I say, utility? Not utility. A commodity, maybe a household commodity. So I finally found out that Cebu has a golf course. Yeah, that's one thing that I did not do when I lived there. I could have played in Alabang. Alabang, I think it's called like South Links or something. Um, Funny story. So when I lived there, I was jogging a lot, right? I was big time runner, not really big time, but I just enjoy running. I had nothing else better to do. So I ran from Makati all the way to Alabang, believe it or not. Um, and I ran to the TGIFs there. Just because I always go to TGIF. Everybody goes to the TGIFs when they're in the Philippines. And I drank a little bit and I stayed a little too late, so it was dark. Well, I say too late. I mean, shoot, it gets dark at what, 6:30 there. So I was trying to find my way back. I was going to hop on a bus, but then I saw these little white vans that pick people up. So I hopped in the van and there's this girl, this little girl. She's probably like 12 years old or something, 12, 13 years old. She had a couple of golf clubs in her hand. I was like, wow, that's interesting. I love golf. So I just struck up a conversation because it was quite random, and come to find out, she and her sisters are caddies at a golf course in Alabang. So I could have played, but I opted not to. So, but if you get a chance to play, Mr. Bruiser, go ahead and do it. Take advantage of something that I did not. You run every morning, yeah. I think the morning is the best time to run, even though I don't have the time to do it anymore. I have gotten into the routine of running during lunch. So during the summertime, it is extremely hot. The sun is at its peak, and yeah, it's more torture. I figure the more torture I put myself through, then the better I can come out on top. Good for the soul. That's right. Jogging is good. Jogging is good for the soul. Ever since my accident, I've laid low on jogging for some reason. But all right, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get jacked up and do it again. The white van. Yeah, I guess you've seen the white van before. I didn't realize that that white van is quite popular, or it's how can I say, it's quite common for people to hop in random white vans in the Philippines and take them to where they need to go. It's so strange. Yeah. Honestly, I played golf like 3 times in my life. I'm open to actually making a priority now. Well, it is a. I know that it's kind of an expensive hobby. Dare I say sport, but I know it's an expensive hobby. But it's fun. I mean, it gives you something to do, and be sure that there's enough time. Like you can spend as much time as you want, and just to improve. I can't say that you'll reach a point where you say, "All right, I'm good enough. That's it. I've accomplished all my goals in golf." Seems to me that there's nothing. There's an unlimited amount of goals that you can set for yourself. Country Barbie has grown up playing golf. Golf was kind of my babysitter growing up. My dad played, so me and my brother did as well. Fantastic. Yeah, it is a family thing. It's quite rare for individuals to do it on their own growing up. But yeah, that's good. I'm glad that golf has. I don't know. I guess I would, if it's a babysitter, it would be a positive influence. So yeah, I'm glad that golf has been a positive influence on you growing up. In fact, it has done the same for me. I mean, I don't need to go into the details of, oh, the life. What do they say? The what golf teaches you, the life skills, or not life skills, but just the ideas of integrity and uh, awareness and all this other stuff. Yeah, golf has definitely been my how do I say, I lived in the country, and I didn't really have a social group of friends growing up, so that kind of played as my outlet, my social outlet. Even though, yeah, I guess that would be my social outlet because I would just conversate with the people at the course in the driving range. But yeah, I was laser focused to get better too, laser focused. And now I don't have to. I could not play for a while, pick the club up again, and get back kind of to where I left off. Just give me a few swings to loosen up and remind myself of some of the mechanics, and boom, I'm there. So yeah, I'm lucky that I have that in my back pocket. um, yep. So yep. Yes, definitely learned a lot. We played at our local country club. My father's a member. Ah, is he still a member? Wow, is he still a member? Mine, my move to a different state, and he was on a medical exemption, not medical exemption, medical leave, I guess, where he doesn't pay full dues while he was taking chemo. he just paid maybe like half. And then when I went down there to visit him, he went ahead and went off the medical status and back to playing again. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, local country club. I'm very lucky to be a well, I'm not a member now, but growing up being a member at a couple of different country clubs at different stages of my life, yeah, it was interesting, interesting type of networking uh, to be in. I mean, I don't want to say it's exclusive because I mean, you don't have to, country clubs don't have to be exclusive. I mean, they can be accessible to everybody as long as you have the money. But just to be affiliated in uh, that type of scenario, it's fun. It's fun. Nobody would play with you anyways. You have violent tendencies. In fact, violent tendencies. In fact, there was one time I was playing. Uh, it was at just a terrible track, and I was playing with people that don't really play golf. You know, they may play like once a year, and so them coming out with me was like a highlight for them. And I was up by the green while they were probably 100 yards back hitting their approach shots in, and they hit it really bad. And one of them threw their club, and I didn't think anything. I was like, man, he threw the club, whatever. And then I hear Justin, get down, get down. I got down, and the club just went right over my head. The dude chunked that pitching wedge, and he nearly hit me. Hey man, take it easy. It's just a game. It's just a game. We're not playing for anything. Yeah, most of your family are. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, most of your family are members at country clubs and stuff. I really miss living off of like hole 16 uh, at the club where we were members at. Just because like you can go enjoy your time there, like a prime rib Friday night, or you have a match that weekend, so you can spend all evening on Friday evening practicing, get ready, and then go. And like the commutes, I mean, what you can just walk there, or we took our golf cart. So yeah, he was upset. He was upset. It really threw me for how can I say it? Just really changed my perspective about that guy. I thought he was a pretty relaxed individual. I didn't realize that golf got his blood boiling. Ah, you're in Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky, I see. I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina. Eastern Kentucky. I'm trying to think if they have a PGA Tour stop there. I can't remember. We were lucky. Charlotte didn't have a PGA Tour stop for a long time, and then now we have the Wells Fargo. But Wells Fargo ditched their sponsorship, and I think they're struggling to find another one. So I heard rumors that they're going to cut out the that track on the PGA Tour stop or the PGA Tour schedule. So they have one in Winston Salem as well. So it's not too far from Charlotte, but yeah, taking golf carts, like riding around in golf carts. If you live on the property or near the property, yeah, it's a such a good bonus. You can stay at the club and get hammered and don't have to worry about driving home or anything. So they do not have a stop in Kentucky. That's a shame. That's a shame. Because I really enjoyed going to watch the pros play. Uh, so being in Charlotte, it's kind of like I don't know how I would describe the city. Like it's really really nice, right? So what they would do is they would have a shuttle from downtown Charlotte, and they would take you to the course, and they go through the most beautiful parts of the city. And it was a nice thing for the city to offer, and obviously being able to watch high caliber people play, uh, being able to take pictures with them. Yeah, it was a nice experience. And I think Charlotte has about 100 golf courses, if I'm not mistaken. That sounds like a lot, but they have a lot of golf courses. There's a large presence around Charlotte, so it would make sense that there's a market there, and they should they should have one. So maybe they'll realize if they do stop if they do stop the tournament there, take it off their list. Maybe they'll realize like, dang, we can't capitalize on those individuals. Yeah, a good friend of mine is from Charlotte. Been twice. Very lovely city. Had a great time. Yeah, that's good. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. In fact, maybe the time that you went was probably the better years. Even though like the downtown area, it's growing. Lots of buildings are expanding. They really want to market the downtown areas as the new face of Charlotte. I remember when Charlotte's face was it was more of an idea. There really was no face of Charlotte. I feel like it was a southern hospitality type city, but advanced enough to where you can have lots of business opportunities. And now it seems like there's so many business opportunities, and the idea of southern hospitality is uh, a thing of the past. It's only meant for the true locals that hold on to that moniker. But yeah, yeah, Charlotte is a nice city. I'm proud to have grown up there. Funny story is, I told myself I'm never living in South Carolina. Never, man. There's nothing there. Never. And then I started looking around, and I kind of came to the how can I say? I just compromised. Compromised, and I said, okay, if I ever move to South Carolina, I'm moving to Charleston, South Carolina. That's the only place I'm going to live. And at that time, I didn't really think that I was going to move to Charleston. But come to find out, I did. Maybe like 3, 4 years later, my buddy had a job opportunity, and there was a slot open for me. So I was like, shoot, I told myself I would move there if or that would be the only place, and there's an opportunity for me, so why not? And Charleston, I like it. I like Charleston. I'm not used to living in coastal cities, but yeah, that was a nice change of pace for me from being in Charlotte to Charleston, and yeah, the historic buildings are just lovely. I said I would never live here after college. An additional 8 years, I moved there. Okay, so yeah, Kentucky, I understand. Moving to Kentucky, I guess I don't really know much about Kentucky, so when I think about Kentucky, it doesn't ring. It doesn't signal any kind of attractive details that would allow me to move. I used to work with a guy from Kentucky, but he didn't really say much about it. But I guess, hey, if they have golf courses there, then that's a step above where I'm living now. I mean, well, I live in a fourth tier city in China. It literally, most cities in the U.S. is a step above where where I'm living. Yeah, that's right. You do have basketball. Yeah. Oh, see, all we have is basketball. You guys, you all are basketball. How can I say titans? Uh, what is that word I'm looking for? Or long history of excellence. Yeah, Kentucky. They're quite known for their basketball. Is that the Kentucky Wildcats? Is that right? The University of Kentucky. In my younger 20s, I used to watch March Madness, and yeah, I don't really watch it anymore. Yeah, Kentucky Wildcats, University of Kentucky. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there are any famous famous athletes that graduated from University of Kentucky, like in the sport of basketball. I'm trying to think. Um, I have a feeling that there's probably some WNBA players that used to play for Kentucky, but obviously I don't know. I don't follow sports. I don't follow anything really when it comes to um, current events in the U.S. I have been out of the loop with the elections. I know that that's probably one of the uh, one thing that I can be criticized for. I was chatting with a buddy from Serbia here, and he asked me who I would vote for. And I told him, I said, man, I have not watched any debates. I have not watched any town hall meetings. I have no idea where both parties stand in terms of uh, what their policies are. I have no idea. And he knew everything. I don't know if I should be embarrassed or if I should just accept it that my life here is very far away from what's going on there. And yeah, it's my alma mater. I think you meant to say UK in Transylvania. Transylvania. Are you talking about Romania, Transylvania, or is there another Transylvania that I'm not aware of in Kentucky or in the U.S.? I think maybe like Pennsylvania. Is there a Transylvania in Pennsylvania? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. The only Transylvania that I'm familiar with is in Romania. Oh, it's a college in Kentucky. Okay, okay. All right. So you went to uh, Transylvania and you went to University of Kentucky. I've always wondered what it's like to change universities. Um, my experience was going to a community college and then going to a four-year university. But I see a lot of athletes and a lot of people don't have to be athletes. Um, they always change universities, and I just feel like that could be tiresome. You know, because you got to pack, you're leaving all your friends, then you got to go to another university, you got to get adjusted to everything. You're kind of an outcast for a while. Transylvania, then law school. Oh, okay, you're a lawyer, or well, I assume you're a lawyer, um, or at least past the bar. I have been watching the show Suits lately. Um, Obviously, I don't stream it on any kind of platforms, but I watch a lot of the YouTube channel of Suits. Suits, they always or YouTube posts a lot of clips, and I don't know who my favorite character is on the show. I'm still undecided. I'm sure going to law school, you can relate with that show. I watched the YouTube video of a lawyer kind of assessing the the show, and the first show he said there were a lot of things that were accurate, but some things, you know, were obviously meant for television. But then the second episode, he's like, "This is very far off, not realistic." Oh, you work for government as a public defender. That I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be fun. Public defender. I mean, everybody needs yeah, everybody needs defending, but I don't know if they can defend themselves. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Represent themselves. I'm sure there are some cases where you're not allowed to, or you need counsel. But for someone who can represent themselves, more power to you. More power to you. Ah, it's far off. You know, it's so funny because In the beginning, like the first and second season, I was really into it. Like I was like, oh wow, this is really really nice. But then, as as the seasons went on, you could just tell that the storylines kind of got muddy, and it was just hard to follow. Like the ending was very far from what the beginning was. So I also do children's advocacy. Advocacy. Wow, you are very busy and noble, I should say. You do a lot of noble jobs, or you have noble occupations. Geez, what's wrong with me? I can't speak tonight. I tell you what's wrong. I got drunk last night. Been hungover all day, teaching golf, trying to get rest. So I am not. My wits are not about me tonight. So I do apologize. Children's advocacy. I wonder what that entails. Maybe for children. Okay, maybe I'll try an example. Um, Maybe a child's parents are getting divorced, and maybe they need to testify or something in court, or would that fall under children's advocacy? Or I don't know. Oh, I just ran across my channel as I was scrolling. Well, thank you for staying. Thank you for staying as long as you have. As you can see, people don't really people don't stay here too much. True. Well, it's kind of my fault too. I'm not that active on it. I'm not active with this YouTube channel, so it's mostly for families involved in CPS and divorce as well. CPS. I'm not familiar with that acronym. CPS. Ah, Child Protective Services. There we go. Oh, it's a refreshing channel. Thank you so much. You're so nice. You're so nice. Country Barbie. Country Barbie. Yeah. Child Protective Services. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I have a friend, and his girlfriend does that. She works for Child Protective Services, and when there's a case, she will go to their house and interview them. And uh, I don't think she's the determiner if that parent is fit or not, but I think she just gathers information for their file or something. And she said that going to these places are it's a sobering experience because uh, you wouldn't think that children kind of go through these things, but they really do. It's real. So yeah. Luckily, I was never a social worker. Yeah, a social worker. That I think that's what she was, or still might be. Yeah. Um, Very very interesting. Right, right. You work very closely with social workers. I'm sure that working as so children advocacy. Does that mean you're kind of their counsel? You represent the children, or is it more of just like trying to think of a not philanthropy? That's the word I'm thinking of, or it's not what I want to say, but something like that. Philanthropy, like an interest instead of your occupation. Yeah, the children. Yeah, luckily I was never in that situation. Yeah, I consider myself lucky. But I guess being in Kentucky, I don't know what's worse, where families are in small cities or urbanized families in larger cities. I don't know what the stats are in terms of severity of children. I don't know that that's a good question to ask for a statistician or someone that is that's related in that field. I don't know. Um, I always just watch the movies about urbanized families and what they go through and stuff like that. But growing up in the country, I guess I've seen my share of um, just rural. areas, rural families that go through domestic violence or whatever. Who knows? When you first started, I was really in shock to see what children go through. That's right, yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's very easy to permanently damage those children, but there are so many success stories out there. I think, I guess, well, it's not really doesn't really apply to the same thing comparing apples and oranges, but like Simone Biles, the Olympic star. Um, I think her mother. I don't know. There was some story about like her mother gave her up or something, or she was adopted by other people, and if she would have stayed with her mother, then uh, her I don't know quality of life definitely would not have gotten her to be in that situation. But yeah, I've heard of other stories where like they people grew up dirt poor, and they just have this mindset of what's the word I want to say? They're very productive. It's becoming more and more prevalent. That's terrible. That's not good. I've always wondered that, like because I've been out of the U.S. for 5 years, no, 6 years. This is my sixth year being out of the U.S. and I feel like things have trended in a downward a downward spiral negatively in that regard. And I don't know who's to blame. I don't know who's to blame. Obviously, there are many things to blame. For example, state governments, if they don't fund schools or they don't have these fundings, support programs, or yep, that's right. Drugs have become the main catalyst for it. I do believe that. So living here in China, there's this idea that people say, yeah, freedom is good. When they talk to me, they say, oh yeah, the U.S. They really find freedom important, but being too free can be just as counterproductive for society than just a balanced freedom. And true, yeah, there's no like there's no total freedom, but I would say, yeah, when you have drugs and violence and uh, there's so many avenues that could take an individual from having a very bright future to going down and struggling in the um, struggling as a find themselves in criminal activity, or yes, participating in drugs and affecting their health. There's so many things. Hello, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Welcome. Good morning to you. It is 9:47 in Balto, Inner Mongolia, China. So glad you're waking up. Did you have your morning coffee? Morning coffee yet? So, going back to what we were talking about, I just hope that if there are productive measures taken, that the public is not going to misconstrue the efforts as uh, um, totalitarian measures. Yeah, but I have a feeling the moment people feel like they are undermined and they're being told what to do in the U.S., they don't really accept it too well. Maybe later for coffee. Oh, I see. I see. They always say that coffee is best enjoyed about an hour or so, at least an hour after you wake up, just to let the body adjust for the day and the digestive system. But for me, I take it. I will drink my morning coffee from about 30 minutes to 2 hours after I wake up. That's my general consumption. General consumption. By the way, how do you like your coffee? Ah, you like cappuccinos. Okay. Do you have a cappuccino machine at home? Do you self make it? Because I remember when all of these frothing machines became popular at Target and Walmart or all of these different stores. And I used to have one, but I never could work it. I never could work it. And I don't know. I tried the cappuccinos, and I just feel like for me, I drink coffee at home, so it's very difficult for me to enjoy it. You self make it. That's very nice. Can you do the shapes? All different kind of shapes that the baristas do. I've always felt that their artistry is one thing to appreciate, and um, people people at coffee shops nowadays they do get a little bit spoiled, a little bit spoiled. I'm just an Americano type guy. Give me the black stuff, and oh, you can make a heart. Well, that's good. That's good. Have you thought about venturing off or venturing off into something more challenging? Uh, yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. See how it works. Uh, or maybe you can create your own abstract design. Yeah. So that way, when you host someone uh, and you make them a cappuccino, you can add that abstract design and make it very personal. You don't have any time. I guess not. I guess not if you're a public defender and advocate for children. So um, yeah, I guess you are quite busy. Yeah, we Starbucks has risen in terms of market share. Like the idea of drinking coffee is becoming more and more popular here in China. It used to not. Well, it's still it can't compare to tea. Everyone drinks tea here. That is just a cultural icon, mostly abstract. That's right. Yeah. I was teaching my students 2 weeks ago about different kinds of paintings, and all of them preferred abstract paintings rather than wildlife or cityscapes, landscapes, or food paintings. They really enjoyed abstract for some reason. I did not want to get into the idea of contemporary versus traditional paintings. That goes down a different rabbit hole. Greek coffee if hot, frappe otherwise. Okay, very nice. Do you have a specific shop do you go to for those frappes, or are you like Country Barbie and used to making it at home? Hey yo, pee pee poo poo. Yep, yep, yep. Hey, it was nice chatting with you on the stream the other night. Yeah, it was good because we were talking about you. We were like, hey, where is me, myself, and I? We haven't talked to him in a long time. But then Danny said, oh yeah, I chatted with him not too long ago. So it was nice that you're venturing back into the world of Douyin. Yeah. But now you're releasing more information about yourself. Before, you never wanted to disclose any personal information, but now when we spoke, you were very comfortable about disclosing it. So yeah, it happens. I on this stream I already disclosed, where I'm from, where I grew up. You're a DIY person. Yep. I used to go to the whole hog with fresh beans and grinds, cold brew, etc. But now I just buy quality instant to simplify my life. Yeah. Yep. I could drink cold coffee. Sometimes I do drink like the a day old coffee. Yo, can I get a mod? How can I do that? Let's see. Delete comment, put user in timeout, ban user, and delete their comments. I'm not gonna do that to you. Yeah, yeah. I will. I'll figure out how to do that. I'll figure out how to do that. I'll make you a mod. All right, Country Barbie. Gotta run. Gotta run. All right, heading to church. I'll definitely be back. Have a blessed, beautiful day. Thank you. Thank you. You do the same, and I hope your Sunday is bright, warm, and relaxing. A much deserved relaxing day. Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely make you a mod. Oh man. I got a new audio interface. By the way, give me some feedback about my microphone. I know Thomas said that everything sounds great. It's studio quality, but if there's anything out of the ordinary, feel free to type it there in the chat. I have a new audio interface. I bought the Revelator IO24 by Presonus. As I said before, I use the Zoom H6, which is an audio recorder, but it acts as an audio interface as well. It's just the preamps, the connection. It's not so good, not so good. So I upgraded it, and I was able to get on Douyin, and I can use my microphone now. Before, when I would get on Douyin with my old audio interface, a lot of people would say, "Oh, there's this hissing noise or something. It's not good, not good." So I had to upgrade. Has your girlfriend been back to the U.S. with you? Meet the fam. Unfortunately, not. So she has to get a visa, and since we're not married, it has to be a tourist visa, and it's difficult for first timers to get a tourist visa without going on an organized trip. So we tried this last time. You have to be invited by someone. So we wrote a letter. My mother sent a letter into the embassy for an invite. Well, so here's the thing. It's kind of confusing because if they mention that her and I are together, they're going to automatically reject it because they're going to think that, oh, well, you're going to come and you're not going to return back to China. So me and my mother do not have the same last name. And she came to China in 2019. They could have done their diligence and found out that we are related, but on paper, there's no. Yeah, on paper, there's nothing demonstrating that her and I are in a relationship. So, to their knowledge, to the embassy's knowledge, they just received an invitation letter from some random person that visited in Baotou. So we went there, and she provided a lot of documents demonstrating that she has ties to China, businesses in China. She had to list her bank account information and past education and stuff like that. So she had all the paperwork prepared. Once she went to the interview, they just asked one question. They said, "Who is this person that invited you to the U.S.?" And she made a very short answer. She said, "Oh, it's just a friend." But really, she should have said, "Oh, it's a friend that I met that came to Baotou. We went to the deserts or the grasslands together." Kind of elaborate on the answer a little bit more. So once she was very short about it, they ended the interview immediately. They didn't even go through her paperwork to see that she was eligible to get a visa. So the next time she's going to get a visa is after we get married. I wanted to take her to the Bahamas for Chinese New Year because that's very close to my family. It's very easy for them to take a trip to the Bahamas. But then once I had my head injury, I decided maybe now is too soon. Let me recover for a bit. Let me get myself back on my feet, and then we can work out the details. I am in a group chat. It's Peter's group chat. Let's see. What's the name of it? What is the name of it? English Junkies Zero Sympathy. That's the name of the group chat. Well, I mean, we've discussed about getting married. Yeah, it is. No, I'm not a part of Lindsay's group chat. Only Peter's. We've discussed about getting married, but there's a couple of different steps that have to be made in order for that to happen. It's not as easy, and I don't want to disclose her private information um, or details about her life, but there are some things that she has to do, and then I have to prove that I'm divorced and I'm single and eligible to get married. So once that all happens, then we will. I mean, she literally saved my life. So I would be dumb not to even consider it. So yeah, right now we're definitely in the consideration stage. But it's not not the typical proposal or anything like that. More of like an agreement at this stage. When it's time, then that'll be great. Yeah, yeah, she is a keeper. She is a keeper. Yep, I'm a narcissistic sociopath. That's right. Hey, there has to be someone that thinks highly about themselves, and everyone here is just very very normal. They're considerate about each other, but for me, I have to. It's all about me. It's all about me. I am number one. Maybe that's the one thing that China taught me after living here for 6 years. Number one. I'm number one. Hey, Johnny, welcome, welcome. Yeah, you have all the paperwork to do running between embassies. Yep. Yeah, yeah, we have all the paperwork. Well, when it's time to get married, we'll need to provide all that information. But for her getting a tourist visa from just a friend invitation letter from a friend, because you can get a 10-year tourist visa, but you first have to join like an organized group. Then they'll give you a lengthy visa. And I told her not to, I told her that that's probably the best way to do it. Just go on a organized trip, get that lengthy visa, and then we can you'll have the freedom to come to my hometown and meet my family and stuff. Yeah. Oh damn, the number one narcissist, Johnny Raccoon Siamese pussy. uh, well, what do they say? Great minds think alike, right? Great minds think alike. Me and Johnny, we represent the narcissistic genre of YouTube. That's right. And you can't tell us any different. If so, we're going to give you the most passive aggressive argument, and you're going to lose. So Amor, sorry, not armor. Amor, how are you doing today on this wonderful Sunday? Amor, have you had your coffee yet? Because we had a couple that are about to enjoy their cup. Chicken Choker, welcome, welcome, Chicken Choker. Yep. This girl best have a monster truck and a cat fishing pole, or I'd move on. There's no way she's countrified. She is city through and through. City through and through. Welcome, welcome. Amor. Well, at least you don't suck GD meats kick like he does. I don't know what a kick is, but I think you mean dick. That's what I think you mean. No, I don't watch GD Mead, but I know that he's a very popular individual. Very, very popular. You love, Amor, you love me? I love you too, Amor. Oh, Amor. Isn't that love in Spanish? Isn't that love in Spanish? Does she smell good? Well, I'll put it this way: she doesn't have the oh, Genie meets duck like he does. You wanted to say duck. She doesn't. She showers enough to where she doesn't have that traditional, not traditional, that just that regular Chinese smell. So she does have good hygiene, and for that I thank her because there are sometimes I get in the elevator and you can just tell that they have not showered, but like the smell is very very different. It's like a metallic smell. It's like I'm smelling a piece of metal or something. Do we share perfume? Do we share? No, she doesn't really have much of a collection. She only has a couple of bottles, but when she comes here, she sprays whatever she wants. She has full autonomy to choose her daily. But if I see her using one of my really expensive ones nonstop, then I'll say, hey, you can change it up a bit. Like there was a time when she used Creed Aventus, and like it was like every day she would wear a Creed Aventus, and I'm thinking like, hey, it's only a 50 ml bottle. Like you can change it up. You don't have to use this one every day, otherwise it's going to go out. Garlic. I don't know if that's a garlic smell. I think I would enjoy a garlic smell. I'm kind of weird like that. The smell is about the dipping sauce. Maybe when we have so we are approaching autumn and winter. And during this time on Friday nights, we will have hot pot at home. And yes, it will smell the apartment. It will smell it. It will get in your clothes. It will just be everywhere. So maybe that's what I'm smelling. Hot pot dipping sauce. Hot pot dipping sauce. Yeah, quite a few Asians have a gene mutation where they have no body odor. Yes, I believe that. I mean, in the traditional sense, like our body odor uh, comes from perspiration under our arms and stuff. I mean, like when you don't wash your balls for a while, that kind of smells. But I think for them, when you don't when they don't shower, it's just uh, a musty skin scent. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, in that I mean they don't wear deodorant like we have to. But when I do join the Chinese TikTok, they make it very clear that us foreigners stink, and I'm like, hey, I mean, you guys also got a scent of your own. It's not a one-way street here. Smoke cigars. I did. I smoked a cigar Saturday night, last night. Yes, we went to the bar, and my buddy surprised me with a nice cigar, fatty cigar. Hot pot. Oh boy, can I get an invite? Hey, you're always welcome, amor. You're always welcome. In fact, that's why I don't mind disclosing where I'm at, just in case. I want to see who's real and who's not, who's got the balls and who doesn't, who's willing to come. That would be an interesting visit. That's for sure. Yeah, it sounds like the pollution on their skin. Yeah, that's right. I don't. In fact, there was one time. I This was when I was at my previous school, and we had a ceremony. So I had to present. I was one of the presenters of the ceremony, and at the end, we stood up on the podium, or not podium, but the stage, and we all took a big picture with everyone. And the owner of the school stood beside me, and the dude is like rich, right? He's got a lot of money, and he smells so bad. I was just like, come on, Take a shower, man. You've got all this money and you don't have time to take a shower. You just go to the public shower like everybody else at least. If you're so busy where you're not at home, but it's surprising. Now, okay, it's true that they do have water shortages, and from my understanding, maybe a decade or two ago, people were practicing this idea of conserving water, so they wouldn't take a shower, uh, but maybe like once a week or something, or once every few days. So maybe he's just got that. He's branded by that idea. My honey, I ran out. Amor, I ran out of honey. Unfortunately, I gotta get some tomorrow. I usually daily I have green tea with sliced ginger, and then I put honey in there to sweeten up the spice. Not your dingo. Not my dingo. I'm lost. I'm lost. Meet me in Shanghai. I've never been to Shanghai before, but there are a lot of people that do stream. Yeah, from Shanghai. I would like to visit. Sure, I would like to play golf. They have lots of golf courses there, and indoor golf courses. It would, for me, it would be a golf trip going to Shanghai, because, for my understanding, that's probably where most of the courses are. Lumpia is good there. Lumpia is good there. I don't know this Lumpia. Amor, introduce me something to something new, amor. If I'm working indoors most of the week, I shower once a week. No cap, once a week. I mean, listen, I get skipping. I understand that. Like when it hits minus 25 here, minus 25 degrees Celsius, last thing I want to do when I wake up is get naked and get into the shower. It's an uncomfortable feeling. No matter that I have heating, pretty good heating at that. I still just don't want to do it, but I have to. But there are times in the winter where I'll skip a day just because like it's so cold. There is no way I am perspiring. There's no way I'm sweating. There's no way any of that is happening when it's that cold. But I never skip more than one day. I'll be honest about that. I shower twice a day, dear. Well, okay, fair enough, fair game, fair game. In fact, there was a study. I can't recall where this study was, when I read it, who was the author, but they said that sometimes showering too much can be just as um counterproductive as showering or not showering enough. So I don't know. I don't know if that's actual, if there's truth to that or what. They say like your skin needs some kind of fibers or needs some I don't know, moisturizing or whatever. Your skin needs to be moisturized, but if you don't use moisturizer and you shower a lot, you're kind of defeating the purpose of what that organ does. Because I think like the moisturizer helps the skin protect from other organs. The internal organs. I don't know. I don't know the anatomy of anything. Yes, you shower twice a day. Twice a day. That's good. Good for you. I'm proud. Let's see. There's a guy from Afghanistan who claimed that he hadn't bathed for most of his life, pretty much his whole life. And he also smoked animal dung. Ooh, look him up. They are studying him. Wow. Uh, ooh. How can I say? What, back in like the 12th, 13th century? Yeah, no one really showered back then either. And the ongoing question is, how did they smell? And I guess that's what separated royalty from the peasants is the scent. but I couldn't imagine doing that in modern day. In fact, there's a my anal is clean all the time. Very nice, thank you, amor. There was in fact, there's a story, a WeChat story about a foreign female is married to a local guy, and he never showers. Let me see if I can quickly find it. I'll read it to you. Let's see. Let me look. This was only a few years ago. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, never showered his whole life. Here we go. All right. foreign foreign bride finds her Chinese husband rarely bath. It says bath. No bathroom. No bathroom. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Let's get into this article. Let me read the comments. Natural oils is needed. That's right. Too much clean can set you for skin irritation. Thank you, Chicken Choker. Thank you. There you go, amor. So you better be careful. Better be careful, amor. I would like a good fuck boy if your lady is okay with that. I don't know what you're addressing, who you're addressing. You're not addressing me. My skin doesn't itch. It's like velvet. Do you have any plans to move back to America? At this point, no. At this point, but what I'm doing is I'm in the process of setting myself up for repatriate myself if needed. So that means I would like to get into a different field. I can't go back home and teach Chinese or teach English to ESL students because I need a teaching license. I could. There was one time when I wanted to. I could have gotten my master's. I was approved into the master's program for teaching English as a second language, and that would qualify me for getting a teaching license. But I would have to go back home and every semester and do 20 hours of clinical observation. 20 clinical observation hours for the course. Okay, so let's get into the. So what I'm doing is I'm real quick before I'm going to get certified in golf, and then that way, when I do go back home, it'll be pretty easy for me to find a job in the golf industry if I'm a member of the PGA and I have. Titleist Performance Institute certified. Okay. All right. Foreign bride finds her Chinese husband rarely bathe, no bathroom. A 24-year-old Thai woman was deceived by a matchmaking agency into marrying a Chinese man who claimed to be a businessman with a luxurious condo in China. However, it turned out he lived in an old house on a mountain without a bathroom. On September 17th, a 24-year-old Thai woman using a pseudonym, Fern, shared her story during a press conference at the office of Sai Mai Tong Rod. I don't know. It's a page in Bangkok. Fern said she used to work as a receptionist at an airport. Later, an acquaintance introduced her to an agency that would help her find a Chinese husband who wanted a Thai wife. She was promised a substantial dowry and a good life with a good family, which interested her. She then chatted with a man through WeChat. He told her he was a businessman with a luxurious condo in the city. After talking for about a month, they got along well, and she agreed to register for marriage and live in China. The agency gave her 90,000 baht as dowry, and the man covered all travel expenses. She arrived in China on August 20th. Upon arrival, the agency's partner brought the man to pick her up. Then they drove up the mountain. Getting farther from the city, she wondered if people really lived in such remote places. When they reached the accommodation, it turned out to be the last house on the mountain, far from any community. It was a sheep farm with cornfields. She asked the man about the promised luxurious condo in the city. He replied that it was harvest season, and he needed to help his mother with work first, promising to return to the city later. At that point, she felt she had no choice and decided to try to live there. The man took her took her to register for the marriage. However, life there was extremely difficult. There were no bathrooms. They had to use buckets of water in room and wipe themselves with wet cloths instead of showering. There was no clean drinking water. Hair washing was limited to once a week when the man would take her to use the bathroom in the community. For toilet needs, they had to dig holes in the cornfield. She would hold bowel movements to wait for her hair washing days, causing constipation. Jeez, that sounds terrible. Moreover, the man rarely bathed. After working in the fields and the farm, she would just take off his clothes and go to sleep. She couldn't bear to sleep with him and had to sleep on the sofa. The man complained to the agency that she would not sleep with him. Duh. She explained the problems, but the agency didn't help. On September 15th, she seized an opportunity when the man's mother went into the cornfield. She escaped by sneaking through the cornfield, which was on terraced slopes with deep ravines. It felt life-threatening, but staying wasn't an option. She walked over half a day until she reached a community. She asked locals to help her to take her to the city, then took a 4-hour bus ride to the airport to wait for a flight back to Bangkok. Oh, how long is this story? Okay, here we go. Last 5 paragraphs. Um, when she returned to Thailand, she contacted the agency, which explained what happened. The agency demanded she return, or she would have to pay 350,000 baht fine to the man because he had already paid the dowry. The man also tried to contact her, asking why she had to run away when he had given 800,000 baht as dowry. I thought it was 90,000. Uh, which she should have been enough to support the family. This was when she realized the agency had kept most of the money and only gave her 90,000. Woo, there we go, there we go. All right. Sneaky recruiting agencies. That's what they do with like foreign teachers as well. Until now, she had been harassed and threatened by the agency, who also threatened her family, saying if she does not pay the fine, she will sue her and force her to sign a loan agreement. She sought help from that Siamai Tongue Rod page to file a complaint against the agency. She wants to warn other women considering finding a Chinese partner to be careful. In her case, she wasn't physically abused, but whenever she did something the man didn't like, she was verbally abused. The other women who found partners through the same agency and went to live in China were physically abused by their partners. Not surprised by that. Domestic violence is a big thing here. Mr. Ecopop, Mr. Ecopop, I don't know, an advisor to the Ministry of Interior and founder of that Siamai page, said that this case needs to be investigated for potential human trafficking because the agency received 800,000 baht from the Chinese man to send a Thai woman. The team will take the victim to file a report with the Anti-Trafficking and Persons Division. He warns a Thai woman who want a Chinese husband to be careful, citing a previous case he helped with where a Thai woman was married to a Chinese man but was beaten when she had a daughter because the man wanted a son. Yeah, blah, blah. Oh, God. To continue the family line. Oh, God. That's so terrible. I bet that Thai woman was hot, too. Yeah, this guy sounds like Batman or something. He's got everything going for him except a lack of hygiene. But I mean, really, we don't know if he had the house in the city or not. Uh, that could have just been a ploy. Who knows? Yeah, watch out for the elusive Sudakin. Sudakin. What is a Sudakin? Let me look this up real quick. Sudakin. Are you fucking with me? Sudakin. Sudakin meaning. Okay. A sudakin is a small mouse-shaped deposit that used to form in the vaginal cleft of the poor women who did not use undergarments, particularly until the 19th century. Let's look at some images. Oh, there are no images for a sudakin. Sudakin. Damn it. Okay, all right. Let me get back. In folklore, a suderkin is a fabled small creature about the size of a mouse that certain women were believed to have been capable of giving birth to. Jeez, man. What is that? Sudoku. Maybe the old saying, be careful of what you wish for. Yeah, in fact, there are a lot of international people that highly regard China as a rich country and civilized and stuff like that. And I don't know. I mean, sure, it's there, but I would not use that as a blanket statement. I mean, it's like saying that the U.S. is a safe country when we all know that uh, it's a very crimed capital country. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but yeah, be careful of what you wish for. I think, well, one of my buddies, when I first moved here, he's from a small country in Africa, and he said that if he had a degree, because he was on a student visa, he was here on a student visa, but he was working illegally. He would pay people to take his classes, to take his exams, and he said that if he had a degree from China, going back home, that would elevate his status tremendously. So I don't know. Hard for me to see it, but I guess it happens. The only the only universities that I think that are. Wait, I I read something where now China has more universities within the top 100 than the U.S. does. Yeah, I heard about that. Where China, their higher education is starting to be more competitive than it once was. So I don't know. I'll retract that statement. I'll retract it. But yep, yep. Interesting, interesting. Yeah. So Johnny, if you're still here, that's what I wanted to mention. Is I will get certified in golf. I'm already teaching golf, but it's just more for like freelancing. Um, if they really want my help, I mean, I know how to improve someone's golf swing. You give me the worst player, and I'll make them a player, make them a good player. But still, I need to get the papers, and then I would like to get out of teaching English. I get so fucking tired of teaching English. So tired of kids define me and stuff like that. I mean, they love playing with me. I love playing with the kids. I really enjoy that. But when it's time to get serious, they only listen to their Chinese teachers. They don't respect me. They don't respect me. Bless on your adventures. Thank you so much. I'm out taking the girls for pancakes. Be safe, everybody. Pancakes. Yeah, that's right. Do you like the blueberry pancakes or you just like the original? I'm more of an original type guy. But when I made okay, I'll go to the store when I lived back home. I would go to the store and get blueberry Eggo waffles. There was a certain time when I can't remember this. I was with my grandparents in Louisiana. I can't remember what age. I've only been there like once or twice. I know one time I was there at the age of 16, but I feel like I was there at a younger age too. And there was a very fond memory of us having blueberry waffles in the morning. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe you like the blueberry pancakes, or I know they get a little bit creative with their different tastes. Yeah. But yep, I guess yeah, thank you guys for joining. I want to thank country girl, country Barbie. Yeah, thank country Barbie and Daniel Berry sports highlights and And me, myself, and I, Thomas, always Thomas. Yep. And Amor, thank you, Amor, for joining in the chat. And Johnny, it's always nice to hear from you. I haven't seen you guys stream in a long time, so yeah. Hopefully, you guys can do that. Can revisit the streaming schedule. Chicken Choker, always a pleasure. Yep. So, anyways, guys. Oh, Reborn Troll, you yes, Reborn Troll. You show up late, man. I'm good. I got a new audio interface. A it's from Presonus Revelator IO24. So that's what you're hearing. The preamps are much better than what I had before. So hopefully, I don't know if I don't think there's any hissing noises. I don't think there's too much compression unless I want to. But I had to get rid of my Zoom H6. Zoom H6 is a great recording device, fantastic recording device, but it also functions as an audio interface. And I made that mistake by using that instead of doing my diligence, doing my homework, and finding out what I want. But I guess at that time I wanted to record some things out in the field and use it as an audio interface. I can still record out in the field with that thing, but anyways, yeah, that's what the title upgraded for 2025. That's one of my upgrades. I would like to also get a new computer, a new laptop. But if this is going strong now, then that's okay to just hold off for a while. Let me get my golf certification first, and then I'll think about getting a new laptop. So yeah, everything's going well. I hope everything's going well with you, Reborn Troll. You might recognize a couple of people in the chat, and yeah, it's a Sunday evening, 10:30 p.m. in Balto, Inner Mongolia, China. I'm at a new school, and hopefully, I will not get as many visits from the government. Although I did get a visit from the local police 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, the local police came to my school and just asked me a couple of questions. They do this regular checkup with all the foreigners. I don't know what they do for student visa holders, but for I only know of teachers that they do this for. They'll go to their school and visit and just make sure that they're there doing what they're supposed to. Yeah, they, at least in my city, they've cracked down on a lot of illegal workers. It was quite crazy when I first moved here. It was like wild west. So many illegal teachers lived here. And I mean, I guess in fact, so many illegal teachers lived everywhere in China, but COVID really kind of provided a solution for that problem. So, yeah, no more illegals here. And hey, I'm all for it, man. Like I know it must suck for the workers, for the teachers. They're providing a service, for the students, but they're illegal. I mean, got to follow the law. Law-abiding citizen. Got to be one of those. So, yeah. Anything else that I should upgrade on before the end of the year comes? I don't know. I'm gonna get a new boom arm for my microphone. Now it's just sitting up on a stand, a microphone stand. I don't know how to describe it. I am not turning on my camera just to show you my microphone stand. I'll wait till I get the nice boom arm. I'm gonna start my Chinese classes next week. Oh, I guess I'll tell you guys about my Chinese classes. So this girl this girl messaged me on Chinese TikTok, right? So if you're not following this person and they're not following you, they can still send you a message, but it like gets tucked away in a different folder that I have no idea how to get to because I can't read those characters to get there. So I somehow found myself there, and I was reading through all these messages, and I noticed this girl said like, "Hey, how's it going?" And that's kind of a weird or out of ordinary message because all the typical messages that I get are written in Chinese. They're not written in English. So I was like, okay, I'll send her a message back, you know. I'll send her a message back. So I did. I was like, hey, how's it going? Everything's going well. Nice to meet you. And I found out she lives in the same city as I do. And she works out. She exercises a lot. She's pretty attractive too. I was like, okay, wow, this is unusual. An attractive female following me. Okay, that's odd. So the conversation kept continuing, and come to find out, she is a Chinese teacher for foreigners or for Chinese learners, I should say. She's a Chinese teacher. I was like, great. I've been looking for a good Chinese teacher. I can find one on an app on italki, but I think this time around, I want all my teachers on Douyin, on Chinese TikTok. So we were kind of negotiating on. I was telling her what I want, what my Chinese level is at, and she was telling me, you know, what her requirements are and stuff. And she's like, okay, so, and we live in the same city. So she said, hey, where do you want to meet to have classes? And I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, where do you want to meet? I prefer a public place and a quiet place, which is very difficult to find here in China, or in Balto at least. If most public places are quite noisy. And I'm thinking like, I don't want to fucking meet you. I don't give a shit how hot you are. I don't care that your English is great and you work out and you're all sexy and stuff like that. I don't give a fuck. I want to do it online because the thing is when you meet these people, when you have face-to-face classes, it takes effort. You gotta like get ready, you gotta prepare, you gotta plan for it, you gotta tell people, like rearrange other schedules to meet them. And I was like, let's just do it online. I've gotten so used to learning Chinese online that I don't want to be there face to face. And another reason is because when I'm in public, I draw a lot of attention. There are very few foreigners here in Balto. So I already draw attention. And then with me learning Chinese, that's going to be even more of an attention grabber. So, and it's going to make me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, she wants that D and a baby. Yeah, I mean, how can I say, 4 or 5 years ago, Justin would have definitely given it to her. But I don't know about giving it to her now. I'm too committed in a relationship. I can't do it. But I told her that if she wants to have dinner from time to time, that's great. I don't I'm not against meeting her and hanging out with her. But I don't want to meet her every week and have these Chinese classes in public. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. I used to have a teacher come to my house, and she was cute too. I really liked that girl. She would come to my house every Saturday, and I realized I got to keep my house clean. Oh man, so don't want to do that anymore. And another, you know, what's so funny is well, it's funny to me. I doubt you guys will find it funny. Is I'm thinking, okay, I've never heard of this girl before. Her English is great, and she lives in the same city as I do. She's a Chinese teacher. Why have I not heard of this person? And so she posted something on WeChat, and I know someone liked her status, and that person is a guy from Spain. He used to live in Baltol, and he used to date a girl that lived in Balto, and I met that girl on a dating app, and she invited me to go hiking, but I didn't realize she invited her ex-boyfriend at that time, a long time boyfriend at that time, or ex-boyfriend. So like she was using me to like make her boyfriend jealous. Apparently they broke up because he cheated on her, and she said that, or he said that that she was his translator. And I'm thinking, that's odd. Okay, I get it, but when he liked her status, I immediately thought, then this must be the girl that he slept with. This must be, gotta be. She's all hot and sexy and stuff. Well, he couldn't speak English too well because he could only speak Spanish. Man, that's the thing about here living here in China. Like if you speak a different language and you don't speak English, you have to speak Chinese. If you don't speak Chinese but you speak English, you can get away with it. You can get by with, you know, doing things without too much of a hassle. But if you don't speak English, you must speak Chinese because it's very rare to find someone that can speak Spanish, French, or name whatever language you want. Yeah, women don't care. They just want that D. Well, who knows, man? Who knows? Like once her and I have, and that's partly why I got this new audio interface is to make the experience a little bit better when we have these classes, these online classes. Um, so who knows? Maybe as we have our Chinese classes, my charm will resonate with her, and yeah, something might happen. It's a novelty, and they're inquisitive. Bucket list items for women. Yeah, that's right. A lot of that's true. It is a bucket list, but it's like a hidden bucket list because if if Chinese guys know that the girl has been with a foreigner, they're automatically like damaged goods. Automatically. I mean, you can compare it to different types of situation elsewhere. Um, but so if the reputation of that girl is being with a foreigner, very, very, very few Chinese guys would even consider them. The chance of them getting into a relationship with a Chinese man is very, very slim. So that novelty and bucket list item is hidden. It's hidden, but it's there for sure. I can confirm that. And there's so many like when was it? Recently, about a 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago to a month ago. Yeah, 3 weeks to a month. My girlfriend's father's old business partner, longtime friend, came into town, and we had dinner with them. And I don't know, they say he's super rich. He's like 70 years old, and he's got this 40 something year old wife. Or I assume she's 40. I don't know. She might be 50, but not no more than 50. And I mean, she looks okay. She's relatively attractive. Um, but during the dinner, they they did a video call with their daughter. I didn't realize it was their daughter at the time, but I just understood that this was a university student. And they were like, "Yeah, yeah, here, talk to this girl, this university student girl. Her English is great," and it was. I was having this conversation with her, and like we were hitting it off, and everything was great. And then so we exchanged WeChat, like they shared her contact information with me. We added each other, and then we occasionally talk, right? Just for small talk and stuff. And recently she said, "I really want a foreign boyfriend. Do you have any handsome foreign friends that you can introduce me to?" I'm like, "Oh my God, this is not the route that I wanted to go." All of my friends are like in their 30s, and she's still a university student. So I'm thinking like, listen. you've never had a boyfriend. She said that she's never had a boyfriend. So I'm thinking you've never had a boyfriend, and these guys, they don't. I'm 70 and free. The most foreign guys, they're not there for long term relationships. So don't have any expectations that you're going to find a boyfriend. You guys are going to fuck, and that's probably it. I mean, I didn't say that to her, but that's what I'm thinking. So I just said no. I don't have any. I don't have any foreign friends. But she was like, "Yeah, it's my dream to have that." And it was just, it's the same thing. What Thomas was saying. It's the inquisitive nature, yeah, and the bucket list item. Mm. Reborn Troll says, "I'm 70 and free." Hey, I mean, the guy was 70. I don't think she said she wanted a 70-year-old boyfriend. I mean, I did tell her that she asked me how old I am, and I said I'm old. I'm too old, and she's like, "No, no, no, you're not too old. You still have half your life left." I'm like, "Great, thanks." Uh, Knowing that I'm starting, I just ended the front nine, and I'm starting the back nine of my life. Oh man, funny, funny. So yeah, that's the interesting part, and I guess I'll mention it again. The Japanese sports equipment brand Yonex came to visit our golf facility this weekend, and they're interested in having me as their ambassador. And I don't really care for the job too much, but if they'll pay for travel expenses and just let me hit their clubs, and then that's fine. That's fine. I'll do it. But I'm not in. I don't speak Chinese, and that's the thing. Like, if I'm going to sell something here in China, I need to be fluent. I can get by with my day to day things. I can hold a conversation with limited amount of topics, but being able to sell products, that requires a much higher level, and I'm not there yet. So I'm gonna have to say thank you, but I declined the offer to be a golf manufacturer and ambassador. It's just not my thing right now. Not my thing. All right. I appreciate the comments, guys. Let's see. How well would a foreign male sex worker do in China? Is it legal? Is it legal? That's the big question. Like, I don't know the law, but I'm pretty sure that sex being a prostitute is illegal. However, it happens, and it happens quite frequently. It's somewhat normal. Um, and I don't think that they're concerned too much about crackdowns. So, good question. How would a foreign male sex worker do? I think a foreign male sex worker would actually do really, really well. Uh, I want to say there was a story. Ah, there was a story, but it was more of Cambodian women of sex trafficking story of Cambodian women uh, being trafficked in China, but they didn't mention anything about males. And that's the thing. Like, when you mention foreign, okay, foreign male sex worker, or we can say foreign female sex worker. These are typically Asian countries. Very rarely, or maybe Russian. Rarely would you find European or, okay, Australian or American, anyone from the West. I mean, and okay, there's no one coming from Africa. That is not that's not the, um, how can I say, the demand of African prostitutes, just not there. Maybe for the men, yeah, sure. Men, African males, they would tear shit up like The population, the Chinese population would would get darker. Like the future society would get darker skin complexion. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, black dudes they would do well. Um, and white dudes would do well. White dudes would do well. Asian dudes, I don't think they would do too well. Depending, I mean, if they're handsome and they're relatively charismatic, and I know that like charisma doesn't really play a role in prostitution, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. I feel like a lot of women in China would have plenty of money to spend on a foreigner for company and sex. Imagine if they just opened the floodgates. Yeah, that's right. Chinese women do have disposable income. Um, Generally speaking, like I think that's just the the wealth that's passed down from their parents. Uh, Obviously, women don't really earn. I shouldn't say women. The general population doesn't really earn too much money. I feel like the gold rush, and I've seen videos about that. The gold rush has kind of like stopped in China. This unimaginable amount of wealth is getting harder and harder to make, from my understanding. Um, so whatever money that the women have, are definitely second generation wealth. But it's there for sure. Um, yeah, they would, and they well, there again, if they do spend money on on a foreigner for company, uh, they don't want to make it obvious. Like, okay, there's many times that I go out with women, right? Or like I occasionally meet. I have a circle of friends that are women that I see in bars and stuff, and there's nothing sexual about it. I don't try to take them home. They don't try to take me into the bathroom or anything like that. There's no kind of arrangement like that going on, and they don't see it as a problem with ruining their reputation. I mean, technically, I mean we're just sitting there drinking, having a good time. But I think if a girl were to uh, have that foreigner, and it's known that that foreigner that they're seen as a couple, they're seen as in like having an intimate night together, that would ruin their I shouldn't say ruin, but it would damage their reputation. I'm pretty sure. I can only imagine what my girlfriend goes through. Um, I feel bad in a way, but she doesn't give a fuck, so I shouldn't care either. I just know that she's sacrificing something in her hometown to be with me. So I definitely need to consider that uh, at all times. Think about what she goes through, because it's not easy for her as well. But anyways, I'm gonna get off here and get to bed. Monday is working day. So, anyways, I appreciate you, Thomas, Reborn Troll, if you're still here, and Johnny Chicken Choker, Amor, and I saw Mr. Bruiser here. Who else? That guy. Me, myself, and I. Country Barbie. Country Barbie. It was nice having a conversation with you. Yeah, we have a lot in common. Anyways, I will catch you guys later on. Yep. Take care. Take care. Thank you. Yes, yes. Nice to hear from you as well, Thomas. I'm out.